Do you want to get fit this year? Do you want to get toned?
We are here to pop you off.
It took me years to finally figure out how to get motivated to consistently work out and finally see some gains. And it might surprise you what finally did the trick for me. So I'm going to share with you the 4 things that finally worked for me to get toned. So if one of your goals for 2023 is to start working out or work out more consistently, then you found the right video. Just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not trying to sell anything fitness related. This is just my own personal experience that I felt like as a homeschool mom, other fellow homeschool moms would probably appreciate hearing what finally worked for me. So take it or leave it. Number 1, buy workout clothes. This may sound simple. And in the beginning, I always felt like, why do I need to buy workout clothes? Like I already had clothes that I could work out in. They were comfortable enough to work out in and it was fine, right? But you know the saying like dress for the job that you want? It's kind of a similar idea. So when I finally bought my first leggings and workout tank, it changed my whole mindset. Instead of like, I'm just trying to work out, it was all of a sudden like, I'm a person who works out. Look at me, I've got the uniform. I must be a person who works out. Anyways, it just does something to your mindset. Yeah, I'm one of those people who works out. Especially if you've ever tried going to a real gym, not in workout clothes, you could feel really out of place. And then that makes you feel like you aren't a person who works out. You're just kind of there trying to. So getting some workout clothes changed the game for me. Sports bra that's comfortable, hold your girls in tight and snug, something that you're gonna feel good in, comfortable, but also feel good about how you look in it. That's all really important. And some tennis shoes that you can work out in. So all of these things together really made me feel the part. I really, really like going to Marshall's to find workout clothes because they're really cheap there and they have a lot of random brands. You can find some nice stuff in there that's cheap. Also really like Target. Walmart even has some good workout clothes. So it doesn't have to be expensive stuff. You can find it pretty cheap. And one hack that goes along with that is if you know you want to work out that day, maybe go ahead and change into your workout clothes beforehand. That way you're already halfway there. You've already taken on half the battle. So a lot of times I like to work out in the afternoon. So I might change into my workout clothes at lunchtime because I normally get tired in the afternoon. And so that way I'm already like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in that mindset. I'm gonna work out. And that way you're less likely to come up with an excuse because you're already dressed for it. On that note, number 2 is pre-workout. If you haven't heard of it before or have never tried it before, it is a magical drink. Another disclaimer for you, I'm not a health expert. But one thing that has really helped me to stay consistent is even on days when I feel too tired and run down to work out, is I take some pre-workout drink and all of a sudden I'm ready to work out and I am pumped and I can do more than I normally would be able to do. Now, there are different versions of pre-workout drinks. Do your own research, whatever you feel like is going to be best for you. What I'm taking does have a lot of caffeine in it. Now, I don't do this every single day, and you might think that I took some before making this video, but I didn't. The pre-workout that I really like is called Mr. Hyde. I'll leave a link to it below. There are 2 flavors that I've really enjoyed, and I'll drop those below as well. They have a lot of different flavors that you could choose from. So if you've never taken a pre-workout before, at least the Mr. Hyde, it does have a lot of caffeine in it. So you may want to start with like a half a scoop and see how that affects you, especially if you know that you're sensitive to caffeine, right? And, not do it too late in the day. But in addition to giving you energy, it also improves vascularity, muscular strength, power, and endurance, which allows you to push yourself further, which is just really awesome. Number 3, figuring out what type of workout you actually like. Yes, you can enjoy working out. Now, I will say, usually when people first start working out, the first week can be pretty tough. Even the second week, you're probably like, ugh. And that's why so many people quit, right? They want to do it and then they get into it and they're like, ugh. And even if it is something you enjoy or like later would enjoy, the beginning of it might be hard just because you're not used to moving your body like that. And it takes work. It does. But once you start doing it more, you're getting more practiced at it. It becomes a little bit easier and actually something that you can enjoy. It's crazy, I know, but your body does release endorphins when you're doing all kinds of working out or walking and running. So all those things are good feeling hormones. But maybe it's just that something you've tried in the past just really isn't a good fit for you. So maybe try some different things. If you want to join a gym and have like a real in-person class, you could probably try out a lot of different things, and that would be a good way to expose yourself to some different types of workouts. YouTube obviously has a whole host of workouts for free that you can check out. I love Caroline Gervin for weight training. She is awesome. It's all at-home workouts. I'll leave a link to her channel below. When I was going to a gym, I loved Whitney Simmons. Hers was all in the gym, like, how do you use these different machines? And she would walk you through it and give you these great workout sets. So she's awesome. I'll leave a link to her channel below. But there's all kinds of different things. There's HIIT, which I loathe, by the way. There's bar. I do enjoy that, but it is really hard. Step classes, Zumba. I'm kind of blanking at the moment, but there's so many different kinds of workouts out there that you could do. And so you just need to maybe try some different ones, and you might surprise yourself what you like to do. I'll tell you what my favorites are. When I was going to a gym that had classes, they had Zumba, and that was so fun. So a good way to do some cardio. But for the last 2 years, I've been working out at home. You know, I was working out at the gym before that, but then when we were not allowed to go anymore, I had to figure out what to do at home. So now that I'm working out at home, I usually do a weightlifting program with just YouTube videos, Caroline Gervin, and it's really nice to just be able to follow her videos. It keeps it interesting. She has new moves in every video, and it's just a good way to like keep me accountable. You know, she has it timed out, and so that I'm not just like sitting up here and wasting my time. And so I do that. I really like core workouts, and I also like to walk. Recently, with the cold weather, my husband got the Oculus last winter, and it's pretty fun. And there is a game called Beat Saber where you got these lightsabers and you're hitting these blocks. Fun fact, I am a drummer and I started playing drums when I was in 6th grade. Now I haven't played a set in a long time, but I love it. And so this game is super fun for me. So I'll set it to like a really hard mode. So I'm like having to move like crazy and I get sweaty. So I've been kind of using that as my cardio recently. It has been really fun. Number 4, last but not least, is to put workouts in your calendar. So actually schedule it out in the week so that it's not like the day just sort of happened to you and you're like, oh, I ran out of time. Because that's always going to happen to us moms. We always have a to-do list miles and miles long. And especially if you don't really want to work out, that's going to be the first thing to go from the list, right? We're like, oh, shoot, I ran out of time to do that. And so what really helped me is I finally sat down. Every Sunday, I'd look at the upcoming week. What do we already have in the calendar? And like, okay, these are the afternoons. I can absolutely fit it in. I'm going to try to do my weights and walking 3 days a week. I'm going to put it all in there. And that way I should have less of an excuse to not get it done because it's scheduled. It's in the schedule. Now, of course, also as moms, things come up. We need to be flexible. If we can't get our workout in, it needs to not be the end of the world. But this really helped me to finally say, this afternoon is reserved for this workout, and I'm not going to do anything else during this slot of time. I'm gonna commit to it. What's also nice about that is that you could keep track of like what types of workouts you're doing each day in your calendar so that you know what areas of your body you've worked on instead of forgetting and like you've just done arms all week long and ignored your legs. I don't know. So that for me is kind of nice too, to be able to be like, okay, what did I do each day? You know, shoulders, back, arms, legs, whatever. So that's pretty helpful. And then once it becomes more of a habit, you probably won't need to put it in your calendar anymore because you're used to this routine that you've set up for yourself. But until it becomes a routine, this can be a really helpful way to make yourself more consistent. So those are the 4 things that finally got me to be consistent and working out. Finally, I was able to see results. I was getting toned and feeling better, feeling healthier, feeling more fit, and it was great. And I will say, probably one of the biggest things that I didn't put in this list, now that I'm thinking about it, was the praise from my husband. He was such a great cheerleader as I was getting into working out, and he still is. And will always be like, oh, wow, look at those guns, girl, and just say nice things. So hopefully you will get similar feedback at home and that cheerleading. And maybe you need to tell your husband that you need that. That's okay. You can tell him what you need. If that's like not a natural thing for him to do, maybe just let him know that it would help keep you motivated if he, said some of those things. Hopefully you'll get a cheerleader and that'll keep you motivated to keep being consistent. And if you want to keep each other accountable, you can find me on Instagram. I'll leave my handle here and tag me. If you are working out one day, tag me. I will be your cheerleader, girl. I will cheer you on. I'm excited. Keep me accountable. Let's do this together. It's so good for us. Us moms have to do so much. And if you're a homeschool mom, you have to have the energy to be around your kids all day. And so if we're not moving our bodies, they're moving their bodies like crazy, right? We got to be able to keep up with that. And back in the day, way back when, moms had to move their bodies different ways, and work in the fields and do all kinds of things that required their muscles. And now we have so many machines that automate these things for us. So we really don't have to do that much with our muscles. And so I used to feel like, this is like so silly to spend my time working out. But when you think about it like that, God created us to be able to work the ground and do all these things with our bodies. And now we've kind of come to a pretty sedentary place in life, or we could be sedentary. And so it's kind of up to us to figure out how to get that movement in our day. So whatever it is that you choose to do to get that movement in your day, maybe it's just going outside and playing soccer with your kids, jumping on the trampoline, playing basketball with your kids, riding your bike with your kids. You can involve your kids in this. Hopefully it will help bring you vitality and just be rejuvenating, and it will be so good for your health. You know that you are adding on years to your life, and you're going to be making the end years of your life so much better because you're taking care of your body now. So I'm here for you. Let's do this together. 2023, this is your year, right? Let's do it. If you're new here, my name is Sarah, and I am a homeschool mom to 4 kids from the ages of 10 to 3. And if homeschool content interests you, that's my normal content. This is sort of a random video, but go ahead and click that subscribe button, hang out with me here, and I'd love to have you. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll catch you in the next video. Happy New Year. Y'all ready for this? Boom, boom, boom. Let's get a new battery. Lease in.